Friday, February the 22nd, 2019, down in Berkshire, Crowthorne, home of the private school, Wellington College, about to undertake 9.5 mile circuit to Sandhurst. It's a wonderful day. The fog has just cleared, perfect timing, and we've now got a lovely spring day, unseasonably warm, about 15 degrees. This is a walk encompassing gravel pits that have now been turned into nature reserves and the National Trust's Finchampstead ridges. So let's get underway. It's 12:15ish. I nearly didn't make that time, which was my proposed original time, because of transport problems yet again up on my line. That's the Thameslink line. Would be nice to start these walks without complaining about the transport, but 10 years, my 10th anniversary year, nothing changes. Got some interesting paintings here on the station wall at Crowthorne. Brighten it up a bit. Fortune favours the brave. Of course, we're not far from the Officer Training Academy here, Sandhurst, which is where the walk ends. Station dates back to 1861. So now about 500 metres from the station, we've got Wellington College on my left and the railway line on the right, and in the middle the remnants of classic Berkshire scenery, gorse, Scots pine and so forth. So there you have it. What chance have you got against a tie and a crest? There's the motto. I can hear a greater spotted woodpecker drumming on a tree somewhere nearby. Apparently the station was purpose built for the college, which is why it's got this sort of footbridge, I suppose, to the playing fields beyond. Plenty of bird song today, which is a good sign. There you go, clay shooting. Not today though, thankfully. Entrance here to the estate. We take a right here. Walking through the Foundation Memorial Grove. Unfortunately, the signage is very weathered, so it can't be read. Each tree has one of these memorials at its base. At this juncture here, I'm going to cross over the railway line. Thankfully, one of the crossings that hasn't been removed yet. Wonderful mixed woodland on my left and ahead. Just starting to come into bud. I heard my first chiff-chaff a couple of days ago up in Hertfordshire, so spring's definitely on its way. Likewise, the fieldfares were flocking together even more, ready for their departure. One in, one out. Surprised this one survived the cuts actually. Easy one to lay down in front of the train here because it's at chest height. Looking back to Crowthorne station. Entering Ambarrow Court Nature Reserve. More lovely woodland of mixed trees. Holly, Scots pine and the dreaded rhododendron. As in Norfolk, which is a little bit behind here, another lovely cluster of snowdrops, but these are on the wane. Droopy heads now. Their time's done for this season. To be replaced by daffodils. Can't imagine they're wild, or is it narcissi? They've got the lighter petals. The steps referred to in the text are no longer in use. It's the step-free access route that's only available now. Interesting nest up there. Not sure what it is, but possibly a buzzard, don't know. Mission panel here about Ambarrow. Of course you could Google that. Ambarrow Manor. Information panel here in the car park. And what can be seen during the various months. Ignore the turn into Horseshoe Lake, continuing down the lane. A wonderful day it's turned out to be now, just as I expected, which is why I'm walking today. So at this juncture, don't take the private drive, but continue into the woodland. Song thrush singing over there somewhere. Usually they sing at dawn and dusk. This one's having a lunchtime serenade. Text refers to this gully as being a potential hazard, and I can see that in the wrong weather it could well be. But fortunately the only hazard I can see is horses using it, which they shouldn't be. This is a public footpath, not a bridleway. Same old problem. Needs enforcement. Nuthatch on that beech tree. Gone round the other side now. Typical, isn't it? Anyway, very pleasant woodland here. Mewing of a buzzard. Did see that earlier. There are also kites down this way as well. Saw one hovering over the station. In fact, there are a number of kites above me. So it might be them mewing, not the buzzard. Although there is a buzzard not far off as well. Cross over this footbridge. Turn left at the 3-arm finger post over there, following the restricted byway, which horses now can pass over. Wonderfully peaceful in here now. Just what I need after a stressful start for the day. I must make comment to the walking surface thus far. It's been pretty decent. As I say, even the gully wasn't a problem. But it hasn't been rain for a few days, and we are at the moment experiencing very decent spring-like weather. And it's what, coming up towards the end of February. Let's hope it stays like this. So just passing the property called Rorke's Drift. I think it's a property anyway. It's referred to in the text. Onward journeys down the lane still. Plenty of greenery on my right. Holly and laurel. Just past Rorke's Drift, we turn right onto the National Trust's Finchampstead ridges. Lovely, typical Berkshire countryside here. Sort of place where you might see the rare sand lizard and smooth snake, perhaps. Don't know. So you've got a map here of Finchampstead ridges, Simon's Wood and Ambarrow Hill. I think there's a clue there in the word barrow. Soon find out, possibly. So I'm taking the recommended route, and straight away we come down to this small pond and a potentially boggy area when it's raining or after rain. Wonderful. Great tit in the background. Bit of jet noise from Heathrow is noticeable. Not too bad though, considering how close it is. It is 1:30, potential picnic spot there, but I'm going to press on. Although I don't think I'll be able to reach a church at an appropriate time, so could be an issue. Finchampstead's been a bit too far on, I think. You've got another couple of tempting benches at the top of the ridge. Not much of a view outwards at the moment though. Still misty. Hopefully that'll burn off soon. I'm wondering if this is the gnarled tree referred to in the text. Do a right here if it is. Some kind of beetle here having difficulties walking. Warm weather's woken him up prematurely perhaps. Anyway, I'll tip him over. Passing through heather now, so I know I'm on the right track. Bet this is nice in season when the colour's out. Gorse in the background as well, lovely colours. Looking down Wellingtonia Avenue, Google that if you wish to know more. Clearly associated with the college. Straight line, militaristic. Now entering the Trust's Simon's Wood along a restricted byway. Redwoods here as well, as in the avenue of Wellingtonia Avenue. More woodland, which could be very enjoyable in the summer months with a full canopy above us. Just as enjoyable now when it's clear and open and full of birdsong. which obviously it wouldn't be in the summer. The old great tit's got a massive range of songs. So I'm stood on the footbridge overlooking what is known as Heath Pond. Surprisingly, there are a few people round about here. First people I've encountered today, thankfully, it being half term as well. Right, now following briefly a section of what is known as the Devil's Highway, so you may wish to Google that if you wish to know more. Approaching the boardwalk mentioned in the text. Wonderful. Passing through more heather, gorse and Scots pine. Okay, we've now left the heath behind us and we're now following Heath Ride for around 1 kilometre. Okay, after that lengthy walk admiring how the idle rich live, now turn left into Wick Hill Lane. Take a right here into woodland off of the lane by this 3-armed finger post. So someone's dumped all their rubbish here. Look at it, unbelievable. Unless that's the, yeah, take that back, it's the council looking after this bush, which seems to have collapsed along with the tree. Just by Warrencrest Farm, taking the footpath to the right of its gate. That's the walk behind me. Footpath ahead. I might get to Finchampstead Church yet, you know. Done 4.5 miles already. So here we go. Thankfully, I can't see anything in the field, but they shouldn't really be in a field where there's a public footpath. Not if they're aggressive. Yeah, thankfully they're in the barn over there, out of harm's way. Generally speaking though, March the 31st, they're back out again. I've even seen some in the fields this morning. So almost exactly 5 miles, 2 hours into the walk, come to Queen's Oak, the recommended lunchtime stop for those that partake of pub lunches. I'll be continuing on to the church, which is very nearby. Parish Council information board here. So here we are, St. James's Parish Church, Finchampstead, an Anglican church. It's that little inscription down below. Yeah, interesting. So there she blows, St. James's, and unusually, I don't think I've encountered that before. There's a beacon on the top. Must have a good vista from up there. Soon find out when I get in the churchyard for my lunch. So I can't get in this one. It's a shame because I bet it's interesting in there. church gates donated by that chap Rickett. Large, what probably was the old vicarage opposite, now used as communal rooms by the looks of things. Car park just over on the right. There she is from another angle. Yeah, I'm intrigued by that beacon up on top. Lovely churchyard. As you can see, plenty of benches in it. Just try and get one in the sun now. 3:15, lunch has been had in this very pleasant churchyard, and whilst having it I was trying to work out where this cloud of dust kept appearing from when the breeze picked up, and lo and behold, it's this yew tree. These powdery, what probably will be berries in the winter, obviously spreading their spores, I guess, on the wind. Quite amazing. Never noticed that before. But then you don't, do you? Because you're not ordinarily sitting there watching a yew tree with a cloud of smoke appearing to come off it. Particularly interesting in this churchyard. Wonderful little place. And there is that squirrel. There's a squirrel up there. That I was watching also bring down sort of like virgin holly buds, leaves actually, and depositing them somewhere in the tree. I'm going to try and find out where it is, but there's a holly tree behind the oak. He hasn't got any at the moment. I don't know if he's eating them or making a nest out of it. It may be the case that he's living in that hole. I don't know if squirrels do live in holes. In the past, my experience has been that they make a nest out of leaves. There's no reason, I guess, why he shouldn't be inside the tree. But that certainly would appear to be where he disappeared to, although I can't actually say that he did. Now, as luck would have it, the onward journey is on this path through the churchyard from the pub, so all in my favour. Time to depart this wonderful place. Now, if anyone can identify that sound, I'd appreciate it. I've heard it a lot today. I suspect it might yet be another variant of the great tit repertoire, but I'm not sure. The extension churchyard here, called the Little Samson Churchyard, for those that lived in Finchampstead. It is a wonderful little place. Okay, point 10 of the text, and I think this is the bit where it refers to the garden fences, and our onward journey is past this tall hedge across the playing field. Onward journey is that footpath just beyond the petrol station. Decent price for petrol as well. I'm not sure if this is the plaque referred to in the text, but interesting. This is the muddiest section of the walk thus far, and the annoying thing is there's a sign clearly at the entrance to this path that says no horses. Yet they are clearly the cause of this, judging from the hoof prints. Little group of alpacas in there, I believe. So now coming onto the section of the walk that was former quarry. Very good use of former mining areas, this, turning them into nature reserves. As you may be able to hear, there's a flock of something over there. No idea what. Yes, a very nice job in hand here. Once these saplings grow and the birds return. Lovely. Now on the Blackwater Valley Path. Having crossed the road, I'm now stood in front of the sewage treatment works. Lovely aroma. And this side is still a work in progress. But nonetheless, it's good that they're doing it. Wildlife loves this kind of wasteland. Now in front of the river Blackwater. So a different bit of scenery now, henceforth. Amazing contrast. This bit of ex-industrialisation on my left. River Blackwater behind me, with the song thrush now coming into eminence. About 4 o'clock, so as I mentioned earlier, dusk and dawn mainly. Lovely songster. So as you can see, work in progress, although not right now. Crossing through these gates leading to the construction works. Just passing an information panel on Horseshoe Lake and Moor Green Lakes Nature Reserve, where lapwing, that rare visitor, Wigeon and common butterfly can be seen. There is said nature reserve, a bit more mature than the other one. Good to read. Another angle on Moor Green Lake Nature Reserve. Clearly a lot more mature than the other earlier lakes, which no doubt will be like this in the future. Wonderful. Yeah, looks like a grebe there. Got the old cormorants up there as well. Not sure what they are. Maybe some Wigeon in there. The dead swan. First time I've seen one actually. Wonder how that died. Protected species, remember? Queen's bird. Should be reported actually to the Canals and Rivers Trust, I think. Poor thing. Ignore that gate there to Horseshoe Lake. Continuing along the riverside. It could well be that that swan hit one of these pylon wires. They haven't got any swan deterrents on them, which is absolutely ridiculous in front of a nature reserve. Particularly an aquatic one. Unbelievable. There's a sign from the past that's still been left. Bit of history. Must be to do with those pylon wires again though. Oh, the old song thrushes. Wonderful. So just over this road bridge and you're in Hampshire. Looking east down the Blackwater from the road bridge. Great in the background. So this is where we are, Bracknell Forest. Final view of Horseshoe Lake. Wonderful. Is that one of those Egyptian geese? Making a strange noise. Protecting the female. That section of road walking from the car park is a bit dubious. It's quite a busy little road, Mill Lane. Look at our second church of the day, St. Michael and All Angels, Sandhurst. And that looks like that might be the best shot I can get. This road, Lower Church Road, is another dodgy one. Traffic speeds down it, albeit it's only 600 metres of walking. So just coming up at 5 o'clock. Nice little church. Doesn't beat Finchampstead though for location. More mini daffs and crocuses as well. Do love this time of year. Between now and Easter. The only thing I dislike about it is having to give up chocolate, which starts next week if I remember correctly. Shrove Tuesday. Oh well. No more chocolate, dark chocolate rice cakes, which is what I normally have on my walk lunches. Church is locked, unfortunately. Couple of jackdaws right up there on the weathercock. Very pleasant avenue of yews leading up to the church as well, although that door is no longer used. Often find a yew avenue leading to the church door. Lovely. Rose and Crown, possible tea time stop. Looks like there's a new development popped up next to the Rose and Crown. So here we are, 4 hours, 9.5 miles later, back at the home of officer training, Sandhurst. Very decent walk that was. And as I usually say, full of variety, and that one certainly was. Aided and abetted by some very good weather for the time of year. Beautiful. Very decent underfoot as well today, I was lucky. Very nice walk to do in the spring, I should imagine, with all that woodland, everything coming fresh into bud, lots of flowers, etc. So yeah, wasn't expecting that from that walk. Thought it'd be a bit industrial and built up, but no way. Beautiful. Till the next time.